This episode of the Bayou Dragons podcast is proudly brought to you by Dragon Industrial Wrap.
Fierce. Ready for any project, no matter how big or how small. Dragon Industrial Wrap.
And welcome back to episode 44 of the Bayou Dragons podcast. Today you have me and Mitchell per usual. Then we have reoccurring guest, Swamp Seeker, Andrew Austin. He has been a part of multiple of our podcasts. We just, this morning we were like, man, we haven't done a podcast in a little bit. Let's get together. Who's somebody that's good at talking shit? Swamp Seeker.
Hell yeah.
And then we have a new guest, a guest that's been sought after, been asked by a lot of people in the Bayou Dragon community to have him on. Aaron Swole Man George.
Howdy. How's it going, y'all?
Yeah, George has been asked about countless times, when y'all going to have George on? Well, today is a special day because he is here with us. We've been hanging out. We cooked a little bit on the old smoky, had some pork chops, boudin, and some poppers. And we've just been hanging out, drinking a couple beers, and we're going to run this episode and talk about, I don't know what we're going to get into today. We got a lot going on here in the next couple months.
First off, Porter, hell of a grilling, man. You did a great job on that.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
doubt.
I hope it was up to Nathan Sanchez's par. He got 15th in chicken at the Rice Festival. So let's congratulations, Nathan, for getting 15th in chicken. No, I just figured, I was like, man, let's just do something easy today, because it was kind of last second to throw this podcast together, even though, we've been wanting to have George on, and Swamp's always a good reoccurring guest. But I was like, you know what? Usually it's like sous vide steaks or like wahoo. I was like, let's just do some pork chops and keep it simple. Cold beer and pork chops, man.
Can't beat that combo.
Can't go wrong.
Before we get into it, I will say, I guarantee you, Aaron is probably the most asked about character out of anybody every time we go to a show.
No doubt.
I have a question. Has Aaron's voice been revealed on any of these videos?
No. Well,
The distinct voice with the look, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's
yeah,
here now.
it is.
It's here now.
Want me to sing? Hey, I can sing a little tune real quick. Hey, check this out. I got you. Baby, lock them doors and turn them lights down low. See?
Is that Josh Turner?
Maybe.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, in the shower, man, behind the curtains, definitely. I can be wherever you want me to be.
But we did the Texas Trophy Hunters run, recently. We just did Gator Fest, and if I'm lying, I'm dying. 15 to 20 times somebody walked up and would be like, "Hey, where's the swole some bitch at?" They don't even know your name; they just know you as swole some bitch. So where's that swole some bitch at? I'm like, Aaron. They're like, yeah, dude, he is large. I'm like, yeah, he's the perfect model for the Bayou Dragons.
I think Mitch, we pay the $9.99 to make me a little bit smaller,
Nah, man. So with George, long before we started the Bayou Dragons, I've known George for years, and we'll get into how me and George met a little later. But one day we were hanging out at the house, and I was shooting some content, to promote one of our new shirts or something. And George was hanging out, and I put him in a video, and dude, it fucking went off, and I was like, man, the internet just loves George, and George has helped us a lot with advertising, marketing, and just he's a good friend, and he helps the brand a lot, and we're glad to have him in our circle.
No doubt.
We've given him a discount code that he uses for promotion. It's George15. Just if you use George15, you get 15% off any Bayou Dragon product. So if you do listen to this podcast and you want to buy some stuff, there's a 15% off right there just for listening to George.
Yeah, times are tough, man. Don't pay full price, not at all.
Yeah, man. I mean, there's a redheaded guy that just sang about, what's that dude's name?
Oh yeah, Oliver.
Oliver Anthony.
Yeah,
just sang,
Oliver Anthony.
I don't think we've done I haven't been a part of a podcast since that song came out, and that was the biggest thing for 2 weeks.
Man, the song hit hard at first, and then it got blasted.
I think it just got played too much.
It got overplayed. We were sitting at Gator Fest in the booth next to us, just hammering down. We heard it 8 times. We're like, all right, man, come on.
All right, dude.
We love the song, but
respect to him, man. He was about to sell out a venue, and they marked up the ticket prices to $100. And he shut it off. He's like, nah, don't pay that much for that, for to hear me sing. He rented another venue, only paid out $20 a ticket.
Hell yeah.
And
That's
good
crazy.
dude, man.
This guy went on the Rogan podcast. He went on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Just an overnight sensation.
You know you made it when you make it on the Rogan.
Yeah,
the OG podcast.
I'm just waiting to get asked to be on the Rogan podcast. You know, just talk about the Bayou Dragons. I'll be like,
brother.
Joseph, listen here. Joseph. There's no way I'd call him Joe Rogan. I would call him Joseph. I'd be, Joseph, listen here, man. This is what we got going on down in Southeast Texas, okay?
First off, I don't know why you're not wearing Bayou Dragon gear right now.
I am.
You
What
know?
the
No, I'm talking about Joseph, man.
Oh, yeah.
Joe Rogan.
No, if we did a podcast, he would for sure be wearing. I'm going to send him some stuff. I mean, he lives right there in Austin.
So I will tell you this. I listened to a shitload of Joseph, but there's another guy I listened to. He's called Sean Ryan. He's got a badass show, too. I enjoy the shit out of Sean Ryan. Those are the only two podcasts I really listen to is Rogan or Joseph and Sean Ryan.
Yeah, I listen to Joseph, Theo.
Oh, we gotta have Theo.
Gotta have
Theo in the
Theo.
mix, man.
I just all I listen to is just comedy podcasts. I don't listen to any hunting or fishing because we usually talk about it anyway on our podcast. So.
And there's another one called The Outdoor Experience I listen to quite frequently. Isn't that the name of yours? Or?
You got it wrong.
Man.
The wildlife experience,
My
bro.
bet that was close. The wildlife experience is pretty badass
man,
too.
It's, that's
Damn.
a more serious tone on that one.
Damn.
I don't get to have as much fun on my own podcast.
That's why you come on ours, so you can have a good time.
Yeah, you can cut up, you can cuss. You don't have to sit there and be just like,
I'm talking to like fucking serious professionals on there half the time.
bro, I am as serious of a professional as there is, dude. I'm barefoot today, dog. I mean, I'm straight up just toesing it.
Porter, do you have web toes?
Oh, yeah, dude. That's right.
Aquatic. He's
Yeah,
aquatic.
if they would
He
have
belongs in the marsh.
Dude, if Anahuac would have had a swimming team, bro, guaranteed I would have got first place.
Get me a quick pinch
Crisp.
of Cougar before we kick
Dude,
this off.
okay.
Man, y'all on this Cougar. Come on.
Dude, bro. Okay. I've been dipping for 15 years. I've dipped Copenhagen from day one. Well, Mitchell and Tanner the other day, we're duck hunting. We're going duck hunting.
I'll tell the story.
You tell it because you were a part of it.
Me and Tanner were going. We were going on a teal hunt.
Yeah.
We stopped at the normal gas station in the morning, got a little breakfast, went to the gas station, and me and Tanner were getting our morning cans of Copenhagen, per usual. Anyway, great cashier, very polite woman. I'm buying my Copenhagen. She says, "You ought to try this Cougar. It's only $1.99 a can."
Get the fuck.
And I said, I've never heard of that. Is that something new? She was like, it's an older brand of dip that they're trying to revamp and bring back. I was like, it's $1.99. What the hell? Give me a can. Well, I took a pinch of this Cougar, and it has it bites you. When you take your first pinch of Cougar, it bites you. But after you get past that initial bite, it is just as good. It does the same shit as Copenhagen does. It's a good dip for $1. I have 8 rolls in my freezer right now, and I paid a fraction of the price I do for Copenhagen.
Yeah.
I gotta fucking capitalize on that shit.
Should I break my 2-year snuff fast
No.
right now?
Yeah.
No, Porter,
Cougar?
come on.
No, you know what? No.
I'm still-
You know what we're not going to do? Be a bunch of bitches. So, yeah, you know what? I hope you fall back into the crippling nicotine addiction that I have to live with to a day-to-day basis.
Hang on. Don't let it start out with Cougar, though. Let it start out with Copenhagen Wintergreen.
Bro, I've already got
man.
I've had a Cougar in my lips since after that pork chop, boy.
It smells like grizzly wintergreen. What
Dude,
smells
it
like.
literally, this is
Does it hit like
exactly,
grizzly?
Cougars.
I swear to Jeebus Cristo that Cougar is just grizzly in a cheaper can. And it is fantastic.
$1.99 per
$1.99.
at select locations.
I'm about to throw it in some basically virgin lips right now.
Oh,
I ain't dipped in forever.
I should call her.
More than welcome to use. Share my spittoon. Snuff cup.
Snuff cup, spittoons. I feel like a real dickhead because I don't have the snuff cup today. I forgot it at my house. I got 2 of them.
2 years going down the drain, man. Come on.
2 years. Swamp Seeker is not taking a pinch. We are not pressuring. He is asked for a
I'm
pinch.
pressuring. Fucking take it,
There's
dude.
a 70% chance I have a bad time, but fuck it.
He takes a pinch of Cougar. Here we go. Let's get this kicked off.
Yeah, it's not okay, Aaron. He's not doing heroin. He's doing Cougar. I mean, he's just doing a pinch of
Man,
snuff.
I just know how it feels like trying to quit, and when you actually quit, I mean, good for you. Like, you're more man than me. I'm gonna die with lips cancer. No, there's no doubt.
Dude,
Yeah,
my mom asked me to quit one time, and I was like, Mom, there's one thing you raised me to do, and that was not be a quitter, not be a loser. I can't guarantee that I've never been a loser, but I've never been a quitter. I'll tell you that. So, anyway.
So what are we going to get into today, man? We have
a bunch of shit, honestly, and like we're on a bunch of shit that's unscripted. So, this is our 44th episode. We've never done a script, so we're not going to start now. Damn, I know we just had a.
When's the last time we cleaned that thing? Oh, I a dead animal in there.
Oh, like old cat pussy.
Snuff Cup sells different. More
does
liners.
sell the liners.
Can replace the liner in there.
That's been sitting for a little while, but there was just a little bit of residue in the
Sorry,
bottom.
Porter.
No, it's fine. You interrupted me, and you know what? It's fine.
I derailed you.
Anyway, no, we've had I haven't been on a podcast since before Teal season, so we had Teal season, which was great. We can talk about some good hunts that we've had. It was gator season, and then it's been a real busy time for Swamp Seeker. I mean, this is peak. Every alligator in Southeast Texas gets in everybody's ditches, pools, kitchens.
Oh yeah,
lofts or wherever the hell they're at.
Yeah,
and you've had some pretty cool videos you posted online of you freestyle catching these alligators, and
I've been getting after it, man. I'm linked up with Gary Sarge with Gator Country. A lot of the calls that go through them, they direct them to me. And over the past month, I think I've caught 4 over 6 foot. I caught one that was around 8. Nothing crazy, but if it's over 6 foot, I'm excited. If it's under 6 foot, it's hard to take those calls because they're just little 4 foot.
Bro, not to mention, like, you're majestic with it. Like, you are absolutely just majestic with it. And you really are.
I know a lot of good people that catch alligators, like top-notch alligator handlers, if you will. Swamp Seeker is definitely among the best I've ever seen at catching an alligator. In any situation, he's got it, man.
And what's even more impressive is like lately you've been doing like these, interactive videos of why you're catching them. So you're like describing what you're doing, why you're doing it. It's not like you catch it, then you just like talk about what you're doing. Like the other day in the pool, I enjoyed the shit out of that video where you're like, all right, we're in this pool, this alligator's in it. You're like doing the whole thing, and then you get in there. Didn't you have a GoPro on your chest?
No, man. That pool gator was actually given to me by Damon Bailey. Damon couldn't get it because it was in Orange County, out of his jurisdiction, because he's works for the sheriff's sheriff's department in Jefferson County. So, and a pool alligator is a really rare call. Most calls around here, an alligator in a ditch or a pond, and a pool gator is like something every nuisance trapper dreams of, because it's just the clear water and you're diving in there and it's just real badass. And I was heading to work, heading to make duck calls, and Damon called me. And I was like, man, I don't really feel like taking a gator call. And he was like, man, it's in a pool. And I was like, shit, I'll fucking get it.
Yeah.
But I had my GoPro on me, but I didn't have my my chest mount or my head mount. So I had to hold. That whole film I was filming with one hand and I was roping with the other. I was swimming with a rope and a camera in one hand. That whole catch. And it turned out okay. Yeah. And the video, that's my closest video that's almost gotten to 1 million. I hadn't got the 1 million views yet, but
on Insta?
On Insta, yeah.
Dude,
Hell
that's
yeah.
prime time
So
right there.
just to say, we call our friend Andrew Swamp Seeker, but his Instagram is the Texas Naturalist, which I wish he would change it back to Swamp Seeker. But that
Maybe
was his.
someday.
But yeah, we call him Swamp Seeker. Instagram, the Texas Naturalist, and he's got some really cool stuff going on his page. Y'all to check it out.
And I try not to miss a gator call now. I try to film every gator call. People enjoy it. I try to make them a little educational because, it's a serious job catching them gators. It's part of the Texas Alligator Management Program. And we have a really good program leader, John Warner, and, making sure people understand what we're doing and all that is really important. And all the gators go back to Gator Country and live out the rest of their life, and they're part of educational programs, and it's good stuff, man. It's good stuff.
So Swamp Seeker, whoa.
All right.
It's like a double whammy there, Swamp Seeker. So that gator, was it a saltwater pool, chlorine pool?
It was saltwater, which is good.
Okay, yeah.
Chlorine is not the best for an alligator.
My next
Saltwater is also a problem for alligators. They don't have the salt glands that crocs have.
Yeah.
But most saltwater pools, I think the salt levels are pretty low compared to the ocean. So that like if they're in there for a couple of days, it's it's fine. But most of the time, people discover it and they freak out and they call us, and we go get it. But
in a pretty efficient time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine hey baby, let's go skinny dipping. Get in the pool and there's a goddamn
It
6 foot
happens,
gator in
man.
there.
It happens.
Golly.
Seeker, did you hunt at all during teal season?
I did a hunt with Central Flyway Outfitters. They needed a photographer and they let me bring my gun, and it was a decent hunt. The highlight of that experience was getting to meet Ramsey Russell, that guy that travels the world.
Dude, I tell you what. So if everyone listening, if you don't know who Ramsey Russell is, check him out, man. He's very well known in the waterfowl industry. He hunts year round all over the world. He's really cool, man. Yeah. And Swamp Seeker got to sit down and talk to him.
Yeah, I had him on my podcast, and then it was funny. The day before I went on that hunt, I knew he comes down for teal season every year. He hunts with Oyster Bayou Hunting Club, and I called him. I was trying to get him up to the Sure Shot shop just to meet him in person because I had the podcast with him, and he's just a really cool dude. He's hunted in like 40 countries, duck hunted.
Yeah,
he's killed ducks in almost like half the freaking country.
The amount of he's probably
there's
killed
196 countries, so not
species,
half. But is
there 196?
Yes, but he's done.
He's killed him in a lot of countries.
He's done them. I've only done it one, so he's definitely kicking my ass.
He's hunted them in Azerbaijan, Mongolia, Australia, Pakistan.
Oh, dude, his
Sweden.
Instagram tag is Ramsey Russell gets ducks.
Yeah,
like,
and that's
he does get ducks.
It's duck season somewhere. That's his punchline. It's duck season somewhere. He travels every single month of the year. He's traveling the world. Right now he's in Canada hunting geese. He was here for teal season, and I didn't know he was there. I walk up in the lodge in Central Flyway, and then there he was just sitting there. I was starstruck. I don't care about celebrities and shit. I look up to people like Ramsey Russell, trailblazers. He don't give a shit what anybody thinks. He travels the world, hunts ducks, and he's got a podcast called Get Ducks Podcast, I think, and it's really cool, man. He's a real cool dude. He's from Mississippi. His background is hunting the timber in Mississippi, hunting greenheads, but now he chases the experience of hunting with different cultures around the world, and he shot probably half the species of ducks in the world. It's cool.
Did y'all end up shooting some birds that morning when you hunted?
Man, this teal season, I guess some people had a good teal season, but we had a slow hunt. We killed 17, and we hunted till 10 a.m. That's the latest I've ever hunted teal season.
Man, it was a great and bad teal season for anyone. If you had water, earlier than when teal season started, you were fine. They had a home base. They're eating. They're doing their thing. Like, we had fantastic teal season. I got to hunt 3 separate times, and I think we did 6-man, 6-man, 4-man or something like that, and, had a blast. Killed a shit ton of ducks, but a lot of people had struggled this year because it was such a drought. We didn't have rain for like 60 days or something like that.
Yeah, we had really one of the biggest droughts we've had in the past several years. I mean, it was dry here.
Dry and kind of a slow early teal migration. I have a friend that's an ornithologist. He studies birds, and he was up way up north in the Prairie Pothole region just a couple weeks ago, and he said there were still a lot of blue wings hanging out up there.
Yeah.
And usually they should be already in this rice.
Yeah.
Chilling in the rice, and then they head down to Mexico, have a couple margaritas on the beach, normal teal shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, and I know, if Swamp and George wouldn't have been here today, I was going to have Rants on because I know he had a pretty good gator season. There's a lot of big alligators taken this year. Like, I think his first alligator this year was 13-2,
Jeez.
That's a good start to the year, which is also a like what you do, catching them and bringing them to gator country. That's super important for conservation, but then also the harvesting of alligators. You know better than anybody that that's a very important part of it too.
It's all part of the management of the alligator. And this alligator season was good, and that's a cool part about teal season is going on a teal hunt and then going to hunt alligators after. And I got to do that. I've done it once before when I was real young. With my cousin, and when I went with Central Flyway, they also sell alligator hunts. So we went from teal straight to alligators, and then we brought them to Gator Fest and seeing all them big gators getting weighed in and the contests and all that. It was pretty cool to see, and there were some big gators weighed in.
Yeah,
some big ones.
Yeah, there was a lot. Shoot, I know there was like at least like 10 this year that got brought in that were over 13.
Yep.
What's
It was
wrong?
No, we're good. My headset just.
Yeah.
Oh, it's starting to mess up on us. But
So it was and there, I don't know what was that the biggest one brought in was Rance's?
no, there was somebody this year brought a 13.6 or something like
That's
that.
a, that's
that
a
ended
good
up beating
gator.
them. Yeah.
That's a 60-plus-year-old alligator.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, there's we were on a big one. It just didn't work out this year. I mean, he'll be there again next year, you know. But one property had a bad gar kill because there hasn't been any rain. Lack of oxygen, bunch of fish died. Them alligators don't give a shit about you throwing out a piece of chicken, you know, trying to catch them. They're just eating fish.
Oh, they're full. I see. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't think about that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. For like, it happened, of course, right at the beginning of the season. There's a ditch that my brother has property on that, you know, he has tags on. And there's just thousands of like garfish that just died just from lack of oxygen, you know. And that's like usually like garfish are like the strongest of them. They're like a damn catfish. You
They
can't
don't
kill
need
the
much
bastard.
oxygen. Yeah.
No. So you know it's been dry when they start dying.
Yeah, that's bad.
So
There was all across the alligators range. There was good gator hunting. I have a friend from Clemson University studying alligators across their entire range, and she came into Texas during our alligator season to get samples. But she was there. She got samples from the state record, the new state record for Mississippi. It was like 14.6.
I saw that.
Jesus.
Yeah, she got the samples from that. She's studying microplastics, and so she got to see that alligator and get samples from it. And she was impressed by our alligator culture too. You know, she's gone from Louisiana, Mississippi, chasing the alligator all across the South, and it was cool to hear what she had to say, and it was cool that she got to process that new record in Mississippi.
Yeah, that's cool.
It
I saw
was a
that.
big one.
That was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was a big ass alligator. I don't know the last time Texas had anything over 14 foot.
Last year.
Last year, huh?
Yeah.
Was it
But that was like they broke the state record last year.
Was it part of Gator Fest?
No, it wasn't.
From Toledo Bend or something?
No, I cannot remember where it was. It wasn't Toledo. There is one on Toledo right now that I would put all the money in my 401k on. That's over 14.
There's a couple over 14 on Toledo.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying I know where one. It swims by our camp. You know what I mean?
The biggest gators I've ever seen were on Toledo Bend. Old gators, man. They might be 100 years old.
Yeah, big body water, plenty of food, no pressure. You know, and I mean, because like I think they ended up catching because we have a few tags up there. We ended up getting like a 12-footer off of there. You know. And it's just one that we didn't even know was there just came up, and I was like, well, here's a 12-foot alligator, you know. So, but gator season was good. Teal season was good. We hunted with a couple different. We hunted with Webfoot Addiction over at Jenkins Farm. Had a real good hunt. We hunted with Warhol over at Pipkin Lodge. Had a real good hunt. And then where was our?
And y'all killed him in Finette.
Colby
yeah.
Rivier's outfit.
That too.
Whoa. Hold on.
Coastal Flyway.
Yeah, Coastal Flyway.
Yep.
So we hunted with Coastal Flyway, Webfoot, and Pipkin Lodge this year. So
They all produced, man. We killed a bunch of teal. All the hunts we went on were pretty damn good, and I soaked it in, dude. We've gone a long time since we got to shoot some birds, and just being out there getting to hunt ducks again was awesome. I will say this though, the Pipkin Ranch is very special. We did that one hunt with Warhol, and that's where we're doing the Raffle duck hunt. That place is awesome, man.
have you heard of that swamp?
Yeah, they manage their wetlands really well. I've been out there a number of times. They were awarded like a land stewardship award by Ducks Unlimited because they do so well with their wetlands.
It's awesome out there, and just the whole lodge, the whole experience I had when I got to go out there was unreal. And I just can't imagine how awesome it's going to be during big duck season.
Yeah, if you listen to the podcast, check out. We have it online. It's $50 per ticket for a 2-person 2-day private hunt with the Bayou Dragons. Your lodging, your food, your stay, your everything is taken care of.
Full weekend hanging out with us, and we're gonna smash some birds too in an awesome place.
I'm glad y'all cleared that up, man, because I've had multiple messages on Instagram like, how is it? Where do we sign up at? And reiterate that. That's on the website, right?
It's on the website. This is going to be an experience. I don't want to say like if you're a duck hunter, it's going to be an awesome experience. But if you don't get to hunt much, it's probably the experience of a lifetime. Just the whole getting to hang out in this place. It's a special place.
Yeah,
for sure.
And like you said,
with some cool dudes too.
Mediocre.
Yeah, I mean, we're not bad.
They're all right.
We're okay. I wouldn't say cool, but we're okay. But the land is cool. Like you'll see some cool shit.
No doubt.
Mitchell's never seen that many alligators before.
I was telling Porter when we were driving back from the hunt, I was like, holy shit, I've never seen this many alligators in one area. It was every 20 feet there was a 6-footer, 7. I've never seen so many.
The wildlife in general out there is just abundant.
Yeah.
That's Texas, a lot of our wildlife is on private land, and landowners like that manage their wildlife that well, it's really good, It's really important shit. And they do a good job at it.
How's Sure Shot been, man?
Man, I haven't been on here since I started working at Sure Shot.
No, you haven't.
So the story is, I work at Sure Shot Game Calls because of Porter, basically. Well, partly because of Mitchell, too, because that's how I met the owner of Sure Shot. And I've been there for over a year now.
Yeah.
I've been there over a year making duck calls, selling duck calls. I've gotten to travel around. I've been to Arizona, Arkansas. Last year I went to the Wings Over the Prairie Festival for the World Championship Duck Calling Contest. And I was sitting behind the counter at Max Prairie Wings selling duck calls.
That's sick.
The mecca of waterfowl culture, behind the counter selling duck calls. But, the problem was in Stuttgart, half the calls, I sold more R&Ts than Sure Shots.
Well, that's very popular in that area.
R&T is king over there. And, when you're behind the counter and you got customers coming up, you just, you sell them whatever they want to buy. But they come up to blow an R&T, and I'm like, man, check out this Sure Shot. And a couple of them, I sold them on the Sure Shot. But the most common story I heard, though, was, my grandpa had a Sure Shot, or my dad had a Sure Shot. And a lot of people were excited to see that we're kind of revamping and getting back in the game, because Sure Shot's so old, and a lot of people think of it as like an old, lost duck call company, but we're still around. We got a new call. We got a single reed J-frame. It can hang in there with, most of the, the popular calls, R&T, Echo, and all the others. We got a pretty cool Teal call. I got a Gadwall call on the way, which a lot of our local hunters are going to be real excited about. It's been a good experience. It's the coolest job I've ever had. I was skeptical leaving my wildlife career to do this, but it's turned out to be a really good experience. And, it's all because of Porter.
Well, Jay hollered at me and just said, hey, do you have anybody that would be, interested in just working for me, just basically running Sure Shot, which is basically what you've done. And I said, yeah, I got one guy in mind. I was like, that might, drop everything, come work with you and help you revamp this whole deal. And I called you, got you in touch, and then like a week later it happened. And I was like, well, hell yeah. That actually came through for something. No, that's what we're about to start off with. He just hit the record button right now, and this is going on record.
Oh, God.
So, Andrew, you haven't taken a dip in 2 years. And then you fell underneath peer pressure like a weakling. And you're going to... How was the Cougar?
The Cougar gets a 6 out of 10. I take my scores very seriously. A 10 out of 10 is nearly impossible.
Yeah, no.
I'd give Copenhagen Wintergreen would get like an 8 out of 10 from what I remember. The Cougar can hang, man. But it reminds me of Grizzly.
Yeah.
It reminds me a lot of Grizzly.
But I think the price really...
But that's the kicker, yeah.
Well,
that's the kicker.
That's what helped the score. Andrew doesn't buy dip anymore, but going from a $7 a can to $2 a can.
I mean, that's a game changer.
God, it gets me rocked up, boy.
It was good.
But so, Andrew, and we talked about this a little bit beforehand, and we're saving it for the podcast. I don't know if we've never talked about it. You are Native American.
Yes, that is a part of my heritage. It's hard to understand when you're down the biological line because I'm a low percentage, but I'm a direct descendant of Lee Pond Apaches from Brackettville, Texas.
Yes. So Andrew, as long as I've known him, and I've known your whole family too, like the Freeman, or not the Freemans, but
that other side,
the other side, Brooks side,
Yeah. You can see it. You can see it in us.
Oh yeah, y'all are all tan, and
we're not Spanish. We're native. Yeah.
Yeah, y'all have that native blood, bro. Yeah. That real Native American.
And we happen to be a part of the most badass tribe out there, the Apaches.
That's hard as shit, man.
Yeah.
Like, they used to scalp the shit out of people and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and
they gave the first taper fade.
yeah, man, we've always known. It's always been like in the family. We know we were Apache, and we had like my great uncle Reuben kind of was connected to the culture, and going to his house when I was a kid, I'd go in there and he'd be playing, on a drum, singing Apache songs, burning sage, but like we never took it that serious. But I recently went down to Bracketville. That's a southwest Texas, Kinney County, and that's the area of the Lee Pond Apaches. It's the easternmost tribe of Apaches. Most Apaches are in like West Texas, Arizona. We were the easternmost, and it's basically the Lee Ponds were like a lost tribe. They were killed off. They had a fierce battle with the Spanish. They hated the Spanish. They hated the Comanches. I learned they fought alongside the Texans in the Texas Revolutionary War against the Spanish.
Gang,
they were allies with the Texans, which is pretty badass.
Remember the Alamo?
Got that dog in them.
Yeah.
So they there's like all this cool history, and I never realized how much my family is still culturally connected until this past weekend. I went down to Bracketville and I learned like half the town is family, and we're basically a lost tribe that's kind of been forgotten. Some of the Lee Ponds were moved to the Mescalero Reservation in New Mexico. Some were moved to Oklahoma, and the rest were either killed off. The ones that stayed in Bracketville, they basically assimilated and they pretended to be Mexicans. That's how they got away with surviving down there. And my family's finally finding our cultural identity again, and we're trying to gain our sovereignty. We might someday be a federally recognized tribe. So I'll be a U.S. citizen, but I'll also be part of the Lee Pond Apache Nation.
You basically said you were reborn. What did you say a second ago?
I heard this. So I attended a ceremony with my family, and one of my relatives, he was just joking around. He said, "We're reborn savages," and so that's like a joke I say now is I'm a reborn savage because, I grew up a Texan. Grew up in the coon-ass culture here in Southeast Texas, and that's kind of what I always kind of associate with. But now I'm finding this other part of my culture, and I'm a reborn savage. That's why I wear my necklace now. My Uncle Reuben gave me this when I was a little kid, and I was always embarrassed to wear it because I didn't know how much culture we actually had, and we actually have a lot. And it's pretty cool, man. Like the Apaches were some serious badasses, and the culture almost died off, but we're holding on to it. And a lot of my family's starting to reunite, and if all goes well, we'll be a sovereign nation again sometime soon.
That's dope, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, we've known you've had it. I mean, you told me like a long time ago when we first met that you're like, yeah, I got that blood. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Not that much, but if you're one drop, you're part of the tribe. And
but you just I'm talking like you just got it. You got I don't know what the spirit animal of an Apache is, but you got it because
He's definitely got it.
I'm telling you, like you say muskrat?
A Mustang.
Oh, Mustang. Oh, I thought you said a muskrat. I was like, damn, what? But no, like the way you handle yourself in like the outdoors, like with wildlife, like you take some of the most dope photos of like snakes and
No doubt.
Oh yeah.
I think it's possible that the reason I gravitated towards all the the snakes and the alligators and all that, just a deeper connection to the outdoors. I think it probably does come from the Apache side.
Yeah, you got that Cody in your lungs. You're just howling at the moon all the time, dog.
Got that cougar.
But
Dude, bro, that's why that cougar probably reopened another part of your soul.
But what actually made me feel like a reborn savage was attending my first sweat lodge. And for those that don't know, a sweat lodge is a religious ceremony for the Apaches. And a lot of different tribes have sweat lodges, but they're all done differently. And it's basically like a sauna, but crank up the heat, an extra 20 degrees. And it's so hot in there. When you go in there the first time, you don't think you're going to survive. Like I feel like you could die in there if you stay in there too long. But it's this little hut, and they put hot rocks in there and they pour water over it and they burn sage on it and cedar. And there's 4 rounds, and each round has 4 songs, and everybody's drumming, and we're singing in Apache. We have a medicine man from the White Mountain Apache tribe that leads the sweat, and he's an in-law. He's married to one of my cousins. And man, you get in there and it's pitch dark and you're with all your relatives, and man, it's an intense experience. And I hope someday I can invite my friends into it that are brave enough for it, because it moves you. It's so hot.
Sounds like it.
Bro, you got me sweating. What are you talking?
My forehead's sweating over here,
Man, you know, you've been in a sauna before?
Oh, yeah.
You know, sauna's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And you stay in there, and I've been in a sauna before, and this is like a sauna, you know, times 2. Like it's the level of heat is almost like unhealthy. I feel like if you stayed in there too long, you would just die.
Dude, I need to get up in that bitch and be like, look,
it's crazy.
this, get up in there, get that sage running through my blood.
Bro, that's got to be a hell of a detoxation, though.
Oh, dude, you
Oh
feel
my-
amazing after.
yeah.
But
God.
out of the 4 rounds. Now the thing is,
Are you able to hydrate in there? Or no?
we could bring water in. I don't think traditionally we're supposed to, but a lot of us newcomers, we're able to bring water in.
If it ain't tradition, we don't want it.
But and then the White Mountain Way, only men are allowed in the sweat. Women are not allowed. So it's just us dudes in there. And now if someone bails in the middle of a round, they add an extra round. So we actually had to do 5 rounds.
Hell yeah. Sweat box.
And each round gets hotter. They add more rocks. We make a big fire early in the morning before a sweat. You make a big fire, put rocks in there, and they heat up for hours. And you start putting them in there. And the first round's like 5 rocks. The next round's like 10 rocks.
How big are these rocks?
They're big ass rocks. Like they're lava rocks. They're from West Texas.
Oh.
So they heat up. They're
Yeah.
like nearly glowing in there. And so we had to do 5 rounds. But after the second round, I was like, man, I don't think I can survive a 3rd round. So I skipped the 3rd and the 4th. I was really ashamed. But I hung in there on the 5th. I went in on the 5th, and I actually stayed up. I sat up the whole time because, you know, in the first and the second round, if you're sitting up, you're getting all the heat. But if you lay down, you can find some cooler air on the ground. So I basically had my head in the dirt the whole time just to survive.
Yeah.
Because the heat, when it hits you're trying to breathe, and it's like 120 plus degrees in there, and it's the cedar in the air and the sage. And it's really fucking hard, man. It's like it's the most challenging thing I've ever done, like test my mental toughness. We all played football and, gone through 2-a-days and, working out in the heat and all that. That'll test you. But this was another level. And next time I go down, my goal is to get all 4 rounds.
Hell yeah.
But
Maybe the Bayou Dragons can start our own where we do like pine
lodge.
wood and rice straw. Like it's 180 degrees. The Bayou Dragons are about to do their first ever sweat. We're using pine bark and rice straw and some marsh grass.
cypress leaves from the marsh, from the swamp.
We're just using poison ivy.
Yeah.
Like
One thing I liked about it, my cousin, he sets up an ice bath. So we hop in the ice bath after too. So it's
I bet
sauna.
that's refreshing.
Like a sauna,
Oh,
then
dude.
ice, cold plunge. and
That's
back
Porter
in.
and Mitch's thing right
oh
there.
my
Yeah.
God,
We-
boy.
That's not really part of the ceremony, but it's just like an added thing we did.
Hell yeah, dude. I bet you were
That's good
fucking
shit.
just ready
Oh, I
to
feel
run a
great.
40.
I feel amazing. I gotta, it's 6 hours to Bracketville from Beaumont, but I'll be making most sweats. They do, the first weekend of every month, and it's part of my life now, man. I'm a reborn savage to the core.
Hell yeah.
Gang. I would get a tattoo, dude.
I'm gonna get a tattoo, but I'm gonna wait a little bit. I gotta make sure I understand all the cultural shit and make sure I do everything right, and because I wanted to get a tattoo like months ago, but it wasn't the right time, man. I gotta feel it in my bones first.
Yeah. You need to feel it
Yeah.
like all the way down into your
Yeah.
groin area.
Because it's like
Balls.
it's like serious tribal shit, man.
I got the guy for you, man.
I know, Mondo.
Flores, huh?
No, Davey.
Who's Mondo?
Isn't it called?
No, there is a Mondo. I think there is a Mondo in the area.
No clue. Davey.
No, Davey out of Sorry Mom in Beaumont.
And he looks like he
Oh,
could
it's
be
a
Native
different-
American.
No doubt.
Yeah,
He
a lot
is.
of people. There's a lot of people that don't even know. Yeah.
By the way, one of the nicest guys. I met him twice. We met him at the Gator Fest, man, and he was just the most genuine dude. Man.
Solid man.
No
Solid
doubt.
dude.
Yeah. I got to get some ink, man. Not just that, but other cool shit. I'm jealous of y'all's tats.
You look up myancestry.com. I'm like a Heinz 57. I ain't got literally like a cool story like you, man.
Yeah, no.
I never
I
know, man. A lot of people have native blood. They just don't know it.
Oh, I did
awesome.
23andMe. Boy, I'm white. I'm talking 99.9. Oh, I got French. Well, that's
You
all
got
white
culture.
though. That's all,
but French got. Cool
I am
culture.
like 6. Well, after I say this, you're probably gonna scout me, but I have like 6% Spanish in me.
Oh yeah, man.
Like I don't want you to come and fuck me up, but like My 23andMe is very Nordic. You know what I'm talking about? Like I was going across on longboats, and
Man, you might have Viking blood in you. Those
Hey,
are
dude.
savages too.
hey, bro, I'm a different kind.
Let's get
Different
into
kind of breed.
a little bit of George's background.
Oh, we got to get George, man.
Oh Lord, man.
So, how did you meet George Mitchell? First off, and then
So-
we're going to ask George. you
Yeah,
know.
I want to get into how I initially met George, and also talk about George's background, because I really don't know a whole lot about George's background before I met him. But I met George during Hurricane Harvey. A buddy of mine said, "Hey, dude, a guy I know called me. He needs a boat ride to his house to check on things. He's got some cattle." I was like, "Yeah, man, during Hurricane Harvey, I was fortunate enough not to flood, so I was helping other people. So I was all about it." So we get down, what is
Boondocks Road.
Boondocks Road. And for those of you
going about 30 miles per hour in a boat.
we've talked about Hurricane Harvey on this podcast, definitely quite a few times. But George lived in a pretty bad area for Hurricane Harvey. The whole entire area was underwater. So George pulls up. "Nice to meet you, man." I could tell right off the bat, he's a good old dude. And we hop in. We were in a aluminum bass boat,
A tracker.
tracker,
16-foot tracker.
16-foot tracker. And we all hop in this boat. We launch right in the middle of the road. That's what we were doing during Hurricane Harvey. We were launching boats right in the middle of the damn road. It was crazy. And we get cruising down, and, we're going closer and closer to George's house, and there's you look on the side of the road, there's cars completely underwater. It's insane, man. And so we get there, and at the time, George was living, I don't know, you had a single wide out on that property.
Yeah, and we put it out there on 20 acres, so.
Yeah, he had 20 acres. He had a single wide out there, beautiful piece of property for what I could see. It was mostly underwater, but that water was right up to the house. So his house was good, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah, it was.
The house was good, but then, man, this is when it hit. He had several cows out in his pasture that were, I believe they all ended up dying.
Yeah, unfortunately.
They all ended up dying, but the pasture was flooded, and we were trying to save them, and it was just a big ordeal, man. It was sad. George jumped in the water, was trying to save some of the cows, get them to higher ground, but it just wasn't going to happen because the whole property was underwater. But it was a pretty sad situation, but that's how I initially met George, and we've been very good friends ever since.
Absolutely.
After going through that experience.
No doubt. Yeah, man. My cattle's always ran in my family wise, and I wanted to be like my grandpa. I always wanted to be like my grandpa. And he at one point we had over 600 mama cows, and I started this little, like I said, just little 20 acres of land, and I had about 17 head of cattle, and 17 head of cattle. You know all their characteristics, and they become more of a pet than actually a cattle wise or a cow, and that was probably the top 3 worst times in my life going through that. And of course, like jumping in the water, these cows we were trying to lead them out to Highway 73, which is higher ground, and we spent hours out there,
Yeah, we were
tugging
out there,
on them
for a long time.
Yeah, no doubt. But in the end, it is what it is. I went back to my grandpa and I told him I didn't want to be a cowboy no more. I mean, as simple as that. It struck me that hard. Maybe eventually down the road, we'll replace them, but not anytime soon. Still working my way through that.
It's hard, man. That hit everybody hard, in different ways,
Oh, I know I'm not the only one. They're just but the way the community came together,
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't have this friendship right now with Mitch. And later on that became, Porter and all that good stuff. But it's the way the community came together, I didn't even know Mitch, and Mitch was right there on that boat,
I was trying to help anyone that needed help, and luckily I ran into you, and we, became very good friends. And now you work in the plant like all the rest of us.
Yeah.
Also, congratulations on your new job, man.
Thank you. I don't know. I don't want to say the job on here, but
Yeah, no, that's fine.
hell of a gig for me and my daughter. I'm blessed all around.
No doubt.
You've going back to you came and accidentally basically became trending.
Yeah.
And the funny, you trended because you're a big swole son bitch.
I guess. Yeah,
you love to work out.
Yeah, I love to work out. You know, that was more of a therapeutic thing for me. Mentally wise, but at the same time, you know, I do eat my my Flintstone vitamins every night. So
Gang, dude, I need to get on some of them Flintstone vitamins.
I got you, bro. I got you.
I remember when I used to be the kind of like the swoller person, you know, in our group walking around, and then George just walked up, and I was like, well, I'm a bitch.
Dude, man, it kind of happened like my workout journey. I've always hit it here and there, you know, just the basics of things. And probably like every other male in this generation that starts going to the gym is over a breakup, you know, and that's where I put all my time and energy in. And I said, watch this, bitch. And that was it.
You can glow up.
Sky's the limit, man. I was trending with the Bayou Dragons, you know, started my new job, you know, gained 30 pounds in a year. You know, things just started happening for old George.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
The George.
George.
Me and George have had some very good times together. A lot of fun. And I look forward to many more good times in the near future. I know you're going to come hang out with us this weekend, huh? Rice Fest.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I actually popped up a year ago, man. Was yesterday. Was us three at Rice Fest. So,
well, I tell you what, dude, I hope
make
you
another
come,
photo.
because every time we go to any show we do, everyone always asks about you. Where's the big dude, the big tatted dude? I know they're not talking about me, and they're not talking about Porter nor Tanner. Nor
No,
Matthew,
they're definitely not talking about Tanner.
nor Joe. So
Definitely not talking about Joe.
people definitely want to see you, meet you, man, and I hope you're able to come. And I will tell you this, Rice Fest this year, I don't know when this podcast is going to come out. I don't know if it will come out before Rice Fest or after, but I'm fucking excited
It
for
needs to
Rice
come.
Festival.
It needs to come out before.
Dude,
I
it's
mean,
such a great
this
Yeah, I
thing
can
out.
probably put it out before, but dude, Rice Fest this year, so not only
I think Thursday would be good.
they knocked it out of the park with the entertainment this year. They're going to have badass entertainment, and the weather is going to be prime. We got a cool front blowing in. It's going to be great temperatures. The weather holds out. It's going to be great.
I hope you're not jinxing. That's the fourth time you said it today. And if anyone from Southeast Texas does listen to this, you know that it's the worst. Like, there's 2 times a year where you can get rain even when it's not supposed to. Gator Fest, Rice Fest.
That's a fact.
It didn't rain for 82 days. Gator Fest weekend, rain. It hasn't rained since Gator Fest now. And it's coming up to Rice Fest. I remember, dude, growing up,
I'm about to pull up the weather app. And
all
see,
of us
make sure.
yeah, don't start.
Double check it before we start.
We I remember growing up and just like, especially like when we were teens, you know, driving up in that bitch and just destroying the parking lots, like this the grass muddy parking lots. We've had like since I can remember, we've had like 5 of them get canceled because of weather.
I will tell you this though, yes, and they're because of hurricanes. So
yeah, it's just during
tropical
hurricane season.
depressions. But Wednesday, I think it kicks off Wednesday, which there is a chance of rain Thursday. But I'm talking about the weekend. We got 70s, 60s, and even temperatures dropping into the 50s for Sunday.
Hey,
so it's going to be fucking prime.
I would do some weird things for 50-degree weather.
Oh man,
No doubt.
Weird, huh?
Weird.
Hell yeah, bro.
Man, I gotta mention something about Aaron. I met you like a long time ago.
Long time ago.
Like 18.
Yeah.
I was like 18 or 19.
Yeah.
And we hung out like one evening. And man, you told me before I left, he's like, man, if you ever need anything, you let me know.
Hell yeah.
That's a guy that will always have your back, and he's
There's
a good
no
one to
doubt.
have on your fucking side.
No doubt about that. And I will tell you this. Anytime, like, if I'm in a bind and I need some help and I call George like for help, he is always there every single time. He is solid.
Man, he's the
Hell
man.
yeah.
He's solid.
Hey, Mitch, should we bring up the strip club moment?
I don't believe we should. No, we're not going to bring that up.
This was all right, but just know that was before kids and wives. So.
Yeah, me and George had some good times for sure.
Strip
Hell
club,
yeah.
huh?
No, it's not about the strip club.
No,
it's
no,
the
it's-
event that
it's
unfolded
what's
at the strip
outside
club
the
that
strip
we're not
club.
going to bring up for legal purposes.
Oh, come on, Mitchell.
No, I mean,
I don't know. How long can you open up a case for?
10 years probably.
Oh, yeah, let's not talk about it.
Yeah, this wasn't 10 years ago because I know what happened. Let's not bring it up. But if y'all come to the Rice Festival, ask them about it. You know, ask
Yeah,
Mitch.
we'll gladly tell you the story.
Nothing on record. No record.
Yeah,
You can tell stories.
yeah. But Yeah, I don't want the 200 people that listen to this, be like, damn.
Hey, Mitch didn't talk to me for like 6 months after this, man.
I had to lay low.
Yeah, we had to lay low, man.
I had to lay low under the radar.
Gang. Still laying
Shit
low.
happens, man.
It does.
It does, man.
Shit does happen.
It does. It really does.
Hey, we are today.
Yeah, we have a reborn Apache.
Reborn savage.
Savage. We have the swollest guy in Southeast Texas.
Not
Hell yeah.
not even close. Like maybe like no, come on.
I would say he's up there.
There's some. You'd be in the top 5% at the Y Gym. Have you heard of the Y Gym? That new
Hey,
gym over there?
I know that
There's some big dudes.
I'm the
in
top
there,
at Exogen, and I
You'd
can't
be
go
in
to
there.
like World Gym or anything like that because I know there's dudes gonna be slower than me. So I'm just like, fuck that. I'm gonna stay at Exogen.
You work out at Finette Fitness still?
Nah, man. My Finette Fitness days are over with, man. But
That place.
I heard it
that's a
went.
hell of a gym, though.
I heard it. Well, it used to be. I heard it went downhill.
Badass gym, dude.
I just because the deal was like after COVID, and it sucks, but COVID, a lot of people left, and a lot of people that own gym equipment there took their gym equipment, and I started my own gym during COVID.
Yeah,
By the
PMAse
way-
Powerhouse located in Hampshire.
Dude, I had like 15 people on rotation working out of my house. Dude, I had more than Finette Fitness did. And everybody's like, it was kind of like an underground thing. Everybody's like, hey man, can I get in that gym? I'm like, yeah, dog, it's open up. I'd get home, dude. I remember one time, this is the weirdest shit.
Hey man, you got any of them dumbbells?
Yeah, dude, I get home and Tim Hodges, who we all know Tim Hodges, he's 6'10", 290 pounds, played Tennessee football. He's mowing my grass and he's like, man, I figured I would mow your yard since you let me come and work out, and during this time of crisis. Give me a Miller latte, please. But it was so funny, like seeing a 6'2" dude on my zero turn just mowing the shit out of my yard. It was very nice of him. But like people were bringing over, like Chance Sewell brought over like a punching bag. I got dumbbells brought. I got like just a bunch of cool shit. And now PMAse Powerhouse,
Am I wasting my $70 a month at the Y Gym?
I think you are, dude, because I get snaps from Porter every day of him working out shirtless, and he's got it going on over there. He really does.
Hey, dog, man.
No doubt.
Why gym are you talking about?
The Y Gym,
Dude, it's incredible.
it's a real bodybuilding gym, and it's huge.
Where's it at?
It's off of
It's in Beaumont.
Dowland, kind of by the mall and all that shit.
It's not a YMCA. It's
no,
just
not
called the Y
it's
Gym.
It's WHY, the Y Gym. This dude that started, some young dude from Viter, and he just an entrepreneur, and he just is passionate about bodybuilding, and he wanted to start something that that's very similar to like the Alpha Elite Gym in Houston. Like a lot of influencers go there, and it's a film friendly gym. Like a lot of people are there trying to start their fitness career. A lot of people trying to make it in the fitness industry, and the environment is people grinding, man. There's no like bullshit in there. Everybody's serious, and
Bruh.
It's set up for bodybuilders.
Bro.
Dude, I've seen so many shirtless dudes in there, though, man.
I work out shirtless in there.
We need to all go in there one
It
day.
feels amazing, dude.
I bet.
We need to
Being able
go
work
in
out.
there
You can see
as
your
a
pump in the
crew
mirror, dude.
Pretty
and
slick.
do some footage in there.
Bro,
Pumping
no.
some iron.
PMAse Powerhouse, dog. I'm telling you right now.
And the lighting is set up for photography. Like, dude, it's cool.
Dog.
Oh, bro, I'd probably have a field day in there, man. I probably wouldn't leave, man.
Dude, it's badass, and like the machines they have, which I mean, I stick to the like compound stuff, but they have all the crazy machines you could imagine. It's pretty legit.
Do they have any like saunas or anything?
They have a sauna, yeah.
They better have it for the price, man.
Bro, I got a sauna.
They got a gym. They got a basketball court.
What are they charging a month there?
70.
That's
70
pretty
a month.
steep.
It's pretty steep.
Austin, you have your own sauna, dude.
I wouldn't pay that shit.
Got my
to
sweat
work
now.
out.
Yeah, you're in
Bro.
a sweatshop, man.
I think the most I ever paid was $40 a month, and I will say it was well worth it. And I'm not going to give away my secret location where it was because I plan to get another membership there one day, close to my work. But
The Y-
very good price.
YMCA.
I'm not disclosing location.
Oh, okay.
Dude, I'll
Very
look
good price. I mean,
$35. Come and work out at PMAse Powerhouse, bro.
Hey, sign me up, bud.
We're getting. Dude. Yeah. Dude, I'm also bloated right now.
Bro,
Aaron,
hey, man, I'm having trouble breathing over here, man. This Lone Star Light in the rice, man. Whoo, boy,
Yeah,
the boudin is expanding in my stomach.
Yeah, you ate what? Seven
Probably.
links of boudin?
Yeah, probably, man.
I looked over and you were just housing them, just
He didn't
dominating.
even chew. He sucked them down.
Like a cartoon, just looking like
The sound effects, Mitchell.
That was. Do it again.
I can't.
Come on.
It was
man.
a one-time deal.
One time, I'm going to go back and just put that as a clip. To start this last segment, I just want to let, I know he's not going to listen to it, but Tanner, I just kicked your ass this weekend in fantasy. I'm still kicking your ass. It's 151 to 116, okay? So enjoy that, just whipping. Killing them, dude.
Yeah.
Just killing them.
Yeah, that's good.
You're lucky I haven't played you yet.
Yeah, I got a couple leagues, but I go back and forth. But yeah, I look forward to our match together.
Dude, what I love about this, and I'm not like this some super football fan, but I got rated the worst draft, like for the year. It gave me a D- draft, blah, blah, blah. I've been beating the shit out of everybody like it was my step kid, man. I'm telling you, beating the trash out of them. And I'm making Tanner just, rethink his whole just existing, his whole being right now. I know he's sitting at work just crying right now.
Yeah,
so
Tanner's working tonight.
hope you're enjoying that, Tanner.
Speaking of genuine dudes, man, that Tanner, genuine dude.
I wouldn't go that far, George. But
I don't know. He's always been cool to me.
He's genuinely getting his ass kicked right now, I'll tell you that.
Fantasy football.
I know.
We give all our friends a hard time. Tanner is a solid guy, man.
He is. I've known him for a good while. I remember you and him used to hate each other, but y'all figured y'all stuff out.
Yeah, dude. So the core group of the Bayou Dragons, me, Porter, Tanner, Matt, George. Tanner, for some reason, I could never figure it out. Tanner moved to our school. I don't know, it was like fifth grade. Man, he did not. You go about school in a certain way, and then you see a kid, you just don't like him. And that was Tanner to me. He did not like me.
That's how Porter was with me.
I could never figure out why, but eventually, he warmed up, and now we're great friends.
Porter hated my guts. Like, I would be around Porter, and you just felt the tension. He's like,
I agree.
Porter just wanted to smoke me down, and I never knew why.
Nope. We'll put this all on
Let's
record.
put it out there, man.
Let's
He's
put it all
bigger.
out there.
Because he was bigger than you.
No.
this wasn't it.
No, I was actually bigger than
He was
George
bigger, yeah, I was way bigger
at the
than you.
time. I've been like this size for like the last 8 years.
Yeah, but are you ever going to get bigger?
No,
You
That's like-
plateaued.
Don't do that. Hey, don't do that to him, man. He's gonna be doing 712s in his gym, man.
No, George has helped me out getting bigger. But no, didn't hate you. But I even told Mitchell, I was like, he is too much. Because you went through a little wild stage. Okay?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You
man.
went through a wild stage.
Before the baby, man.
Yeah.
Before my beautiful baby.
And everyone does, but your wild stage was
a little too wild.
you were very aggressive. You were a very aggressive person.
Very violent.
And I am not a violent, aggressive person at all. And I was like, I'm at least cool enough with him where I'm not threatened that you're gonna beat the fuck out of me. But I was like, I can't go in public with George because, dude, it was like there was a span where you just got in fights all the time.
It was constant, man.
It was constant. And and everybody has their deal and everybody goes through stuff. But I told Mitch, I was like, I will not hang out with them because he's too aggressive. He if one person pops off, you beat the shit out of him. You know it? And look, that's
true. I've seen it.
and it's fine.
We had some times, man.
But you calm down.
Absolutely.
And I was like, I got to know you and dude, you are a genuine dude. I'll enjoy the shit out of you and we're friends.
No doubt.
But
no doubt.
I didn't hate you. I didn't want to be around you.
Right. No, that's probably for the best, man. Probably a smart decision on your part. No
Well,
doubt.
yeah, I was just like, Mitch, hey, we're going to go out to this. Me, George, Nunley, whoever. I'm just like, no. No.
You lost me at George.
I'm not going to. Yeah, then you have those two guys. I was like, dude, I don't feel like fighting tonight because that was literally a guaranteed.
Yeah.
But now it's, everything's cool by the water pool.
Absolutely. We were just talking. We were just talking outside with Matt, man, talking about if you don't change for the best, for your kids, then you ain't doing about. You ain't.
Yeah, I
doing
think
right.
having a child for you was one of the best things.
No
that ever
doubt.
happened.
No doubt. I was scared to death, but at the same time, they think people say I'm obsessed with my child, but at the same time, she's changed my life for the better and calmed me down a lot. And if it probably wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't be here. I'd probably be in prison or in a jail cell holding on to someone's pocket or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man. But yeah, we'll go on record. I never hated you, but I did not. You could tell. Everybody could tell. I was like, I ain't fucking with them.
Yeah.
And not in a way of oh, dude, if I see him, I'm going to beat the shit out of him. I was like, I just don't want to see him. because I do not want to have that kind of, that's not my group.
I fell into the life of I guess I wouldn't say I was one of them guys that started everything, but if someone was picking on someone that I cared about, like in certain circumstances, like Mitch or something like that, I'd be the first one. Let's tumble, and let's see where this goes.
No hesitation.
No hesitation. And then I'm the type of one that I'm not going to let you put your hands up to beat my ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to fucking smoke you, and then I'm leaving. Simple as that. You're on the ground. I'm in my truck hauling ass to Hampshire, Texas at 1 o'clock in the morning.
No, and I get that. And I'm not saying I'm going to just be a pussy about stuff, but I just, dude, it revolved you just had that.
Dude.
That it just happened.
Man.
Fighting was wherever you were. And I was like, I'm not.
Exactly. And looking back on it, dude, it's somewhat disgusting, looking back on that because, I'm not to get into detail of everything, but I'm lucky, man. I'm blessed that I didn't get in trouble. I don't have a rap sheet. I do have a rap sheet verbally, but, criminally, no, how do you say that? Criminally? A mini-me.
You
got it.
Mini-me, yeah. Anyways, I got really blessed on that, and I think that's what set me up for the life of my daughter. I can do things, and I can provide for her in certain ways that my past didn't affect me.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
That's good, man. It says a lot about your character.
no doubt.
Like
no
it
doubt.
just says, it builds character.
But
It does build character.
I do though, you are one of my friends that if I get in some fucking shit, and I'm talking some physical shit,
Let's tango, cuz.
I got you.
Damon Bailey.
I got Damon.
and Aaron George.
All we need is Damon Bailey, man.
I got
Golly.
I'll honestly, no offense, Mitch, but I'm calling
None
George, Damon, probably Martise or Chris Sweat. You know what I mean?
Imagine-
Get one of my brothers in there, and they about to, square
Imagine
up.
Damon and George clashing, man. That
Oh
would
my
be
gosh,
fucking-
no, man. I'd be like, hey,
That'd be a
Damon,
fucking battle.
I don't want to see that.
I would never want to see
You know
that.
who also got them hands, bro? Polka Bandana, dog.
Yeah.
Dude, straight. I don't want to. I wouldn't mess with him for sure.
Yeah, I've seen some shit, man, and I'm glad to have the friends that I do, on my side. If I'm ever, I try to handle myself in situations, but if I do need help, I know who to call.
Yeah,
and avoid unnecessary conflict.
Yeah, Mitch, you've
the
never
most
been the one to. You've always been, the chill one.
I try to be,
Yeah.
man. I try to be the peacemaker of the group. I don't like conflict, but
my grandpa always taught me though, man. If never fight a chill guy. Never fight a man that doesn't want to fight.
I tell you
they can be
what,
dangerous.
I've never told this story on the podcast before, but I never have really lost my shit before, fighting wise. Since we're getting into this category, it happened once. I lost my fucking shit. I was driving down the bayou.
we
one
talked
day.
about this.
Did we?
We talked
Yeah,
about it.
I
But,
remember
you
hearing
can.
Anyway,
Tell the story because I want to hear it again.
Yeah.
this dude, man, rammed my boat on the bayou.
Christian Simpson.
And I was just putting along, had my light bar on. It was still sunny outside. He rammed my boat. My buddy Grundle had to bail off.
Grundle.
It pissed me off so bad that he hit my boat. He clearly saw me. I was waving at him, yelling at him, and Grundle bailed off. I got him back in the boat, and the guy started yelling at me like I was in the wrong. Clearly he was jacked on some crack or something. He was smoking crack, fucked up,
Bro, you called me that day, man.
And dude, I said, Grundle, you okay? He fucked up my boat. I got Grundle in the boat. I pulled up to his fucking boat. I grabbed the side of his boat, leaned over, and fucking decked him as hard as I could. And dude, it's like when you're on drugs and you get hit like that, it doesn't affect you.
Nah.
I hit him as hard as I
Straight
could.
zombie mode.
He slumped over for a minute, and then he fucking popped right back up. And then Grundle grabs onto my shoulder. Little dude, he's 5, I don't know how.
Give him 5'5".
5'5",
Come on, give him 5'7" at least.
Grundle
I'm
grabs,
5'7".
Grundle grabs my shoulder, jumps up, and fucking hits him again. And man, it was just, that really made me mad, dude. Like if, put me or one of my buddies at risk, I get pissed off. But other than that, I am a peacemaker. I don't want conflict, man.
I will fight for my best friends.
Hey,
My
especially,
friends, yeah.
especially when it comes to Grundle, Christian Simpson.
That's a cool dude
If
right
anyone,
there, man.
when I was, gosh dang, man, it was probably about 5-6 years ago. Used to be at their place constantly, and it was like one of them things that, like, in Grundle, he He don't mess around either. You know.
No, Grundle don't fuck around.
I would never fuck with Grundle.
Hey, he stands his ground.
He does. He does stand his
He
ground.
was like one of them dudes. You know, someone touches Grundle.
He's swole too, man.
No doubt.
He's swole
No
as
doubt.
shit.
And Grundle's jacked.
Yeah.
He is getting jacked. We have like a little group of buddies that are all been working out, being healthy, and getting jacked.
Cold plunging.
Cold plunging.
It's all about the
Dude,
cold plunge.
It is, dude. I'm telling you. It's between that and then Cajun Labs, boy.
Hey, yeah. Shout out to Cajun Labs. Hope you like this video that's coming up here shortly.
I can't wait to post that video.
Dude,
it's good.
I got a couple in the chamber for Cajun Labs, but yeah.
And I apologize, Cajun Labs. I've seen your messages. I've just been I've been out of pocket, man, when it comes to my life and certain things and my TikTok and Instagram and stuff. Life's changing for me, and I'm kind of out of the source. So
We'll
I do
still
apologize.
utilize you, though.
Yes, absolutely.
I'll
You'll
tell
see
you-
me on every Bayou Dragon, whatever Bayou Dragon's needs, I'll be there. But when it comes to certain things, I will not.
I get
I'm focusing on family.
I get DMs and shit all the time on TikTok, and I never look at them. And I happened to scroll through them the other day, the non-friend messages, requested messages. And I saw Cajun Labs sent you a message. It's like Cajun Labs. That sounds pretty cool. So I looked him up, dude. I start seeing this guy that created this brand around like the whole culture of Louisiana into his supplements, and I'm like, dude, this dude's got it going on. He's got I think he's got a gym, and very passionate about his product. So I had him send us. He sent us over some stuff, and we tried it. It's badass. And
See, you kind of get that stuff all the time, and that was probably my fault that I didn't look further into it.
no, like I fucking disregard a bunch of that shit because
Right.
I'm not trying to promote people. Like that's not.
Oh.
Unless I use the product already and like am a full believer in it.
Mitch,
I don't fuck with
speaking of that, man, I'm gonna go off on a tangent or go off cycle here. Man, probably the most ridiculous kind of things I've got asked on social media wise was a female wanted to pay me $100 each for each strand of mustache hair, and I was gonna send it to her and she would Venmo me the money. On those are kind of the messages that I get, man.
And you didn't do it?
I mean,
Dude, I would have done
Gang,
that.
boy. I would have shaved my
Send them.
I would have shaved my crotch
them out, man.
for
gooch hair.
I don't care what
Hey,
it
joke's
is.
on you, pal. It's from my
I'm going to
ass.
make this statement. I don't know if it's quite appropriate for the podcast. I guess it is. Dude, Manscape, I'm not a fan.
Really?
I am not a fan of the
Oh,
Manscaped.
it adds at least 2 inches to me.
Well,
No, we're
I'm
not talking
saying,
about-
I'm not
the
saying the
bush?
whole
You're not talking
shaving
about the
process,
bush?
but if they advertise, oh, this is the most badass thing to shave your crotch with, you get that Manscaped down in your crotch, you're cutting something.
Oh man, I get them Walmart clippers after that.
Dude.
That ball.
Manscaped, I do have a Manscaped product.
I do too.
And I use it for my head. Like my head, because it doesn't nick my head. I'm bald. I'll shave it with the Manscaped, and then I got one of those pit bull skull shavers to shave it bald. Because, I'm already, losing the hair. I just go bald.
Hey
so
man,
I just do that. But the Manscaped's good for your head. I used it on my crotch once, nicked myself, and
You'll
it looked
nick
like
yourself, and they advertise, oh, it's good, it's gentle for the crotch. No, it's not.
Unnickable.
Full charge on that son of a bitch, and I guarantee you, I nicked myself multiple times. I said, fuck this, dude.
and you bleed like a stuck pig, dog.
Yeah,
it's
dude,
so
if
bad
you
down
cut
there, too.
yourself down there, man, you're fucking bleeding.
I mean,
And,
you can't even. Never mind. You can't even pleasure yourself right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know what you're saying, but yeah, I'm not a fan of the Manscaped.
Yeah. No offense, Manscaped.
No offense, but your product's trash.
Yeah.
I'm surprised to hear that because I've always seen that everywhere, and a lot of
You see it, they have good
prominent
marketing.
figures
They
promote
have
it.
good marketing is what it is, but once you get the product in your hand and go to use it, it's junk. You'll cut your shaft off.
Oh man, I can't afford that.
It's not like Cougar, man. It's a good product.
Hey, if my shaft gets cut off, put
There's
me
no more
6
Cougar
foot
in there.
under.
I took the last pinch. Porter, you got a fresh can of Cougar on you?
Empty can right there. Empty. Here I am, fiending for another dip.
Of Cougar.
2 years.
Dude, the nicotine addiction is.
God, I've always hated that you dip straight. I always hated that.
Because I'm a grown up.
Before it was Copenhagen straight, and it was terrible every time. You know what straight is? It's like a diluted version of wintergreen.
You know what? You're bitching, but you're about to take a pinch again.
Yeah.
So,
Give me a review of the Cougar Straight because I've never tried it.
Jeez.
I need about
Need a couple of minutes to let her soak in.
It's about to be woozy in the head.
get a couple of spits in. but-
Swamp Seeker's going to be buying a can of Cougar tomorrow.
yesterday. I smoked a one whole pack of cigarettes.
A
That's
whole
what I'm
pack?
talking about.
But I was in my ancestral lands, and tobacco is a
Cowboy
sacred
killers?
medicine for the Apache.
Marble Reds?
No, he was smoking
Marlboro Lights.
Lights. No.
You weren't smoking unfiltered? Come on, dog.
Are you really Indian?
Yeah.
We were supposed to roll our own cigarettes before the ceremony, but it never happened.
Dude, all jokes aside, dude, that's pretty awesome, man.
No, it
Figuring
is.
out
It's
that
a
life.
it's a really fucking weird experience for me. I will tell you that. And
It's like
'cause,
finding a new identity. You know what I mean?
my identity is never going to change.
Right.
But it's a part of my identity.
Right.
That's
That's
how I
always
think
what
of
I respected about you, man. Because like you've always been the realest when it comes to stuff like that. It's like you don't like me, well, carry on your ass.
Yeah, I mean, because like everybody wants to be fucking Indian. It's cool,
I don't.
You know how many times I've heard my great grandma was Cherokee. I'm glad to hear that, Porter.
I'm gonna be real with you, dog. I don't have, I don't have it in me. I don't want to be it.
You ain't got that dog in you.
I respect the culture. I'm
'Cause,
happy
like,
with where I'm at, though.
I'm happy with where if I never discovered my native culture, I would still be fucking happy with it.
I never knew my father.
But it's a cool addition to the life I live.
No, I respect the shit out of the
And,
culture, but like you're saying, there's a lot of people that try to claim to be Native American.
There's a lot of false natives out there. Yeah.
You know what? And that's one thing you'll never see me do, trying to be a false
I'm glad.
native.
right.
Now,
Porter's his own breed, man, no doubt.
oh yeah, I'm definitely like mutt. You know what I'm saying? Just a bunch of
Well,
white
hey, man,
mutt.
we're all mutts. We're all mutts.
I tried to, I did the 23andMe to see if I had a little brother in me.
And now the government owns you, by the way.
I don't care. They already. I have an iPhone, bro. They know where the fuck I'm at. They know what Pornhub videos I'm watching. They know everything.
Oh, BBC or what?
Dude, bro, I'm not going to go into that, dude. I mean, first time midget, BBC, whatever it is. But I don't want to. We're not going to go.
Porn.
We're not going to go into
Oh,
that.
man.
Role play. But yeah. How's that straight?
It ain't bad.
It brings you straight
is it-
back to your native
It ain't
roots,
bad,
boy.
man.
Is it
It
a
ain't
6?
bad.
Is it a 6?
I will give it a 6. Yeah, it's about on the same level as the wintergreen. It might be better.
But we were talking.
Get up.
We were talking about, man, we're going to start advertising this Cougar, $1.99. Everyone's going to buy it. They're going to go up in price. But Porter was like, man, we need to advertise it so they keep it around because I don't know anyone that dips Cougar.
Dude, that's what you posted that video and everybody goes, man. I saw like 5 or 6 people go, man, you're telling the secret. It's like, bro, if this has been your secret, why have you been hiding it?
Yeah, stop being selfish.
Yeah, don't be dude.
We're paying $8 a fucking can over here, man. Like,
Yeah.
come on, help us.
Help us out, help a
Middle of a
brother out. You
recession.
know what I'm saying?
I will never pay more than I don't know what they're going to
Dude,
charge.
Copenhagen
for
Wintergreen's
Cougar.
like $7.50, man.
Is it really?
Yes.
Dude,
I've
if
been
you
out
go-
of, I've been out of the loop for so long. I don't
If
know.
you
so
go
bad.
down the street to that Oasis, and that Oasis has come through for me many a times, but man, they overcharge on dip so bad.
yeah,
Like
man.
it's like
what's a can of Copenhagen Lonka? Because that was my
at least
primary dip.
around $8.
$8.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. Now they're coming up with tricks now. Like the register lady's like $1.50 off if you get 2, and it winds up being like 14 fucking bucks. It's like
But I can get a whole roll of fucking Cougar for $10. So
$10.97.
I think y'all made me a firm believer on the Cougar. Not gonna lie, I was talking trash, man, but
it's a price thing.
It's
man,
fine,
for
dude.
me.
And you know
It's-
what?
it's stout.
It's
good.
people can talk trash all they want, but once you
If you dip it for a week, you'll be good.
dude, I'm telling you, man, it's
I think we go pretty good with people talking trash. You know what I mean? We just do our own thing.
It's fine.
Let the rest settle. You know,
It's
that's how we
fine.
do things.
I just got a sample for our new website for my family's tribe. Look at that, Mitchell. Legit, man.
I love it, dude.
That's nice.
That you're,
It's a legit website.
dude.
Looks good.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Y'all need to check out Native American history. Do a little background research. You can see where
Take a DNA
ancient-
test, man. There's a lot of unknown natives out there.
dude.
Living
DNA
life.
test, bad bitch.
Although the DNA tests are limited, they can't tell your exact percentages, but they get you close.
I don't know if I want to know my DNA, man, because my past, like,
I bet you're a fucking Viking.
I don't know what I am, but shit. If I ever find my dad, I'll probably punch him right in the mouth.
Oh, shit, man.
You're probably 100% Ukrainian.
Hell yeah.
Like,
Baltic.
Ethiopian.
yeah, like you're like straight up, dude. I will say this though,
Like,
like
Dad, if you're watching this, fuck you.
I got so like it was pretty cool. Like it tells you how much Neanderthal you have in you.
Oh, no shit.
And I am in the top like 92% Neanderthal. Like I have more Neanderthal than almost everybody I know. But I work with a guy that is like talk about mutt,
Yeah.
old Howard. his mom's from Thailand, his dad's from Europe. He has a lot. His 23andMe is insane. He is in the top 1%.
Yeah.
Like I have a couple percentage underneath him.
You're a caveman.
Yeah, but he's a real caveman, dude. He is they're like, no one has more Neanderthal than you. And I'm like, and he's good as gold. I'm like, good with your hands, tools.
Right.
Mitch McCall takes it 100% Hampshire.
Yeah, that's my roots.
Hey, actually, it's just pecan. He has pecan blood.
The McCall name is so prominent in Hampshire, Texas.
Yeah,
I feel like
no
It
doubt.
is, man.
you're a true Hampshire person.
I am, and I will be till the day I die.
Before we end this off, I do want to say, so Rice Festival, we'll have this out before Rice Festival. Y'all come see us this weekend at the Rice Festival, Texas Rice Festival. Just look it up on Facebook, Google, whatever. You see the lineup of musicians. It's fantastic. Great lineup this year. The best one in multiple years. But in January, we're going to be having a gumbo cook-off, live music, washer tournament. You pay $5 to get in. You get bowl of gumbo, you get your music. You can put in an extra $20 to enter in the washer tournament. It's gonna be a good time, all day affair that we're working on getting all that here in the next 2 weeks. We'll start posting about it.
That's going to be an awesome event. People from all over can come hang out. Good entertainment. Definitely going to have good entertainment.
Where's
good
this
fun.
located at, Mitch?
It's gonna be at the Wingfoot Club.
Okay.
The Wingfoot Club, and I think the address is Beaumont, but it's really Finette.
All the money is going to be going to the Hampshire Finette class of 23.
Nice.
This is like a project graduation kind of thing. We're not taking no money's going to anybody. All the money's going straight to the high school.
Yeah.
We're trying to do more of that. Helping out the local stuff. And I was like, man, let's get back to the kids. That's where we all went to school. That's where our kids are going to go to school.
Right.
And all the money, all proceeds, if we can raise $20,000 for those kids, that'd be awesome. If we can give $21,000 scholarships or something like that,
That'd be incredible, especially for the less fortunate,
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. So any donations, we're going to start picking up sponsors. So if you do listen to this podcast and you do want to be a sponsor, message the Instagram, and I can get with you and we can kind of go over whatever. We're gonna have sponsorship programs. If you are a company, we'll put you on, we're gonna have a banner made and all kinds of stuff, and just we're gonna appreciate it. And we're gonna talk about it a lot more.
This is just early in the works.
It's early in the works, but we kind of have we know the guideline. There's gonna be, we kind of have an idea who the judges are gonna be. It's gonna be the teams and the music and the good camaraderie.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great time. I'm excited about that. It'll be our first big event that we host.
Yes,
locally.
Yep. We're teaming up with a couple of local legends that used to host a gumbo cook-off, but we're just revamping it and making it big, and we're gonna try to give as much back as we can.
Shout out to the Longhorn football team too, man.
They're kicking ass.
They are absolutely slaying.
Dude, number 7 in state,
That
boy.
is nuts, man.
That's crazy.
Number 7 in state. We
got chemistry there.
They're good.
No doubt.
Watching them is fun. There's some really good talent. The coaches are awesome. Shout out Jeremy Apsher, gang. So,
Man,
yeah.
I didn't know Jeremy was coaching for HF.
He's been there for 6 years, dog.
Really?
Yeah, you're just old now.
I'm so old, man. I didn't even know.
We're all getting old, man, but we're trying to have fun.
Yeah, no doubt.
But anyway, we're going to close it out, man. Happy to have George, Swamp Seeker, back on. And we got some fun stuff coming in the near future. Big duck hunting and goose hunting trip coming up next month.
Hoodies are going to be back online here soon. We're about to order those for the wintertime coming. We got some new hats coming.
New hats, new hoodies, little mini drop coming for the winter.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Long sleeve shirts coming back out.
Hell yeah.
It's about to be wintertime, boys.
It's about to be wintertime, prime time of the year, man. I'm fucking excited.
It's October 4th right now or 5th, and you see we're all wearing cutoff sleeves and shorts. I'm barefooted. Hot. It's hot as shit, and that's where people are like, man, where are the hoodies at? It's dude, it's 115 at home.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no reason to have hoodies weather, but it's about to be that time.
Hey, the last set off on hoodies, though, man, they absolutely slayed it, no doubt.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's going to be even 10 times better this year.
Yep. So we're going to get that going, and let's hopefully see a bunch of y'all that listen to this at Rice Fest this weekend. We'll be out there. Y'all come hang with us, man.
Thank y'all for listening. Episode 44 out.